Hi beautiful soul, here's Julie for another weekly reading for the collective. I'm so happy that you are here with me today. So I'm going as the usual to connect with my guide and to receive message for you. Remember that you are the actor of your life, that any of this message, if they don't resonate to you, just let them go and take really what you feel is actually responding to you. Also, if you come across this message on another week, it's just meant to be for you, so just make sure to listen. And it might be some things that words that you need to hear, or things that need to be implemented again, but sometimes on a soul level. So I invite you to really listen to this. The things that I'm already feeling this week is a really dense energy. And I feel that this dense energy is really coming from the solar plexus that is on the top of your stomach. And it's really showing your inner being. And it's almost like, I feel like a pan on a very high heat. And the top is actually on and it's boiling, ready to explode. And I feel it could be related to anger, but you might feel any other energy that you cannot really put a word on. It's a lot of heat, it's a lot of instability, I feel. Yeah, and I would like to dive in a bit deeper into it, but I really feel that it's already the perception of what's happening right now, the perception of, is it true, is it reality, or more so what is real and what is not. And I feel that's why the energy is so dense within as well, because if it's happening in the external world, it's also happening inside us, and what is untrue or what needs to be revealed or let go will come to the surface, like I talk often. So I have had a lot of deck coming up this week. So remember, the way I work is that I use the card as a nice imagery to bring the message that is already coming through the guide, through my angel, through the divine source. It's just really coming to emphasize what I already get in. So I invite you to just settle yourself in and to let yourself receive this message. That's what I hear. Yes, and really what I said in the beginning was already what they wanted me to say to you. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, we're going to shuffle the card all together, and I'm going to start with the tarot. I will mention all these cards in the description if you are interested to get any of the deck for your own self, your own guidance. No, they say no, there is no more for this one. Already we have like that nuance of black and white. No, not black and white. The very strong difference between, oh yeah. Oh, I will come. It's the word, oopsie. The words are coming. Alright. Okay. What I'm seeing already is the duality. That's the word I was looking for. And you will understand why in a minute. No, there is no more in this one. Oh, flying on. No, no more for this one. Oh, two at the same time. Oh, that's very incredible. And it's yeah. All right, I'm going to dive in. We have a lot to talk about. Okay, so the first things first, I was talking about the duality. What is incredible about these two cards is the integration and is the conditioning. And it's almost what I wanted to talk to you about. It's like, I'm going to start with this one. The lion in the middle of the sheep. So the lion in the middle of the sheep, that conditioning card express that you feel tightened up, and you can see, you might not be able to see from here, but the lion is actually tightened up. And I'm feeling that what's in your inner self is that lion tightened up, that is trying to get out. And the sheep represent the people around you. The lion is you, the sheep is the people around you. The sheep represent the people that might have, let's say, the same way of thinking. And then you are inside and you're trying to express yourself, but because you are different, because your voice is different, because your whole being, your whole conception of life is different, you feel tightened up to actually express what's inside you. And I feel that's what's boiling at the moment. And that some of you, it might not be for everybody, but some of you feel that they are tightened up, that they cannot actually talk. And what I find incredible is that freedom came upside down. And I feel it's because there is the fear of losing the freedom when we actually express what we feel inside. So that to me is a big message that is actually coming out. Very, very strong. Although there is that part of the duality, there is the beautiful vision and integration that are really there. So there is the sense within you that when you are able to connect to a part of yourself which is at peace with who you are and your belief and your deep essence, you are in total harmony and you are able to express within yourself the vision you want to see in the world. And that's also a reminder that that's the focus. The focus is not the lion that is tightened up and the loss of freedom, but it's actually the vision you want to integrate within you that could become reality in your life. And that's the work. That's actually the work to actually focus on. It's full of color. It's full of again, we have the duality, the yin and yang, and the water, the fire. We have the earth, the universe, but that is in balance. And the snake to me in that picture represents that it's almost you are ready to lose that old skin, and that you are ready to actually embrace that your deep belief is actually in balance with your soul, with your essence. And that is what you want to express to the world. But sometimes it doesn't need to be expressed to the words to be expressed through a vision, to create what you want to see in your life. And that takes a lot of dedication, and it's a deep integration of actually believing that it can happen like this without words. But again, with the energy that you emanate, you create, and the vision and what you think, your thought, where you spend your energy, that's how you create your balance. And yet there will be always duality, but you are able to find, I would say, the freedom. So the freedom is upside down at the moment, but you are able to find freedom in this duality when you find a way to express yourself through the vision you create within you. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense, but it's very beautiful to see the difference, because straight away I saw the duality between these two cards, but actually the duality can be the beauty within when you find balance, because duality will always be there and you actually can find freedom into that. All right, so that's quite interesting. Oh my word. All right, I feel there's quite a lot coming out already. What else do we have? Something that came up this week to me, and I was thinking why there is so much animal in front of me. So all these animals represent, so we have the bear, we have the kiwi, and they have the seahorse. Again, with kiwi and seahorse, they represent, well, the name of this card is courage and union. And again, I feel there is that duality being on earth, being in the water. So earth, water. But the things with that duality, if you think about earth and water, they become a clay. So even in duality, there is some things that can be created. And that's the reminder here, is that nothing is lost. Everything is to create through the vision. There is always a solution. There is always a new alternative. And I think at the moment we are caught in, we actually cannot express ourselves and we are losing our freedom. But by coming back to the vision, we see that anything is possible and we can create actually the life we desire. It's still the same things. By your thought, by your vision, by your action, by the people you choose to be around, you create who and what you want in your life. There is also the union and the courage. To me, that's the courage, it might sound like very simple, but it's the courage to actually create an union into that duality, to find the center, to actually create the vision. And remember that hope is always the key as well. Hope, courage, to remember that even if we are scared during the day, in the night we are coming out. You know what I mean? So through the darkness we are actually coming out, and maybe not the kiwi doesn't find the light, but that's where it's almost a bit a reminder of last week's message about going back into the shadow. And I feel here you actually come out in the shadow, because the kiwi is very specific, it's very, very timid, very shy, and the only time it comes out is when there is absolutely no one, and usually at night time. And so to me that represents that you are coming into the shadow, and the shadow is realizing that you feel trapped of not having your voice, but that actually, again, you are not losing the freedom if you keep the vision and integrate that yes, there is duality in this world. Yes, there might be things that you don't know if you can believe in it or not. Yes, there is all these triggering things, but if you focus on the vision and on what you want to see, you'll get the best outcome. I feel with the bear, what come up to me is that it's an animal that actually takes the space and come across very strongly, and people fear bear. But at the same time, when you go back to your childhood and you see that actually the teddy bear was actually the one that you were reassuring yourself with when you had nightmare or when you were going back to sleep, that's again a duality. You have that strong image of the fear And that's the image we put on there. But when you realize actually what that bear was doing to you when you were young, and how much reassurance it was bringing back to you, it's quite incredible as well to come back to the essence, to what's real, what's not real, and going beyond what you see again, making your own judgment, and if you need to switch off from all that, do, and come back to your own vision, because your own vision still apply here to create the life you want and find freedom again. And then we have the first ray of power. Yeah, and what I hear straight away, it is us as the guide that are talking to me, that are sending light into the earth to protect the human. That's it, is what they say, that's it. So this card represents them actually pouring the earth with so much light, so much deep energy to uplift and to actually support us into that journey of, yes, we might be different, yes, we might have other way of thinking or of being, of wanting for our life, but we actually focusing back to the vision we desire for this world, for ourselves, for the people we love, to create that, to making this. And we're not anymore tighten up in this code. We're not tighten up, and we're not crowded by people that don't understand us. We, by the vision, bring back the people we want to have in our life. And that's also a deep thing. It's like when you connect with your true essence and you express, emanate, don't need to express it with your word, like I say, but emanate it through your energy, you will attract the people that align with you. And then the other one will go, and that's okay, and that's again the cycle that get cleared up. That's all for this, and then there is a message still from the book. I hear 31 of June, but I don't know. I think it goes until the 30th of June. So that's not going to work. Okay. They say it's the line in between. I'm like, what? Well, the line in between. To me, I see the, yeah, it's quite strange the message that is coming up, because they tell me the 31st of June. Of course, there is no 31st of June. And tell me is the line in between. Okay, the two words that are coming to my attention is addiction and changes. I just need to connect very strongly with that. Well, I feel they are trying to tell again about the duality. Is that right? But they say yes, but in the sense of addiction and change. So that might resonate for one of you. Yeah, they say it's particular for one of you that needed to hear that. Do they need to hear anything else? No. You don't need to hear anything else, just that there was a duality between addiction and change. And that is all about reading in between the line, finding the middle into it. Yes, they say you will understand it. Okay, so I hope it makes sense to you who needed to hear that. Yeah, so what they are saying now, because I was just asking if there is more, they're saying to look at the big picture. Always take a step back and look outside of our own perspective. Yeah, they say it's perfect, they say. Alright, guys, I hope this message really resonated with you. Again, if it doesn't, just let it go and really listen to your own intuition. It's nice to actually get people who help outside of us, but remember that everything is inside you, and what's required of you is to connect to that essence, to actually find peace in that duality and find a vision, find a freedom through the vision you want happen into your life, into this world. So I wish you all the best for this week. I know the energy is really full on, but again, go back into that peaceful energy. Do the things that really make you feel good. Disconnect, go for a walk, cook nice meal for yourself, but nurture and stay calm. And if there is any time you feel that pressure wanting to explode, just go and scream on the top of a hill or in a pillow, or do some boxing on a bag, or go for a run, or do some intensive sport, or just go into a nice meditation if that's the way, or do some yoga. Whatever actually make you express it out of your body, but in a way that is not hurting people around you. Yes, so that's really the message I want to give you, and I will see you again next week. I send you lots of love, and take good care of yourself, beautiful. Bye.